the Tony and Tim show. We're back again as usual, breaking down what happened at the weekend, Tim. We had lots of football. Welcome to this episode of the show. We'll kick things off immediately with what happened on the weekend. Saturday afternoon, we saw very many games played. The top 6 were in action this weekend.
Yes.
Manchester City were playing and they thumped Cardiff 5-0 away from home.
Yeah, Tony, it was a thumping, and you could tell from the performance that Guardiola, having complained last weekend that the team was a bit below par, had these guys firing.
They turned up.
They turned up, Tony, and we saw Aguero scoring, Bernardo Silva, Gundogan was amazing in that game, Tony, and then Mahrez coming from the bench and getting 2 goals. You could just tell, Tony, that this City side, I think, have realized that their competitor, Liverpool, seems to be
running away.
And even if it's 2-point difference, I think City has realized it, and this is how they're going to be performing now.
Is it very interesting? Of course, we saw very brilliantly taken goals. Gundogan had a nice shot there. Bernardo Silva coming up with a very well flicked header that was looking like a cross, but found itself in the back of the net. Is it something more about how well Man City have played, or is it a poor Cardiff side?
No, there's nothing new, Tony, to mention about Cardiff. We've been in this show and said there's no spark in the Cardiff team or performances, and I think this is it. If you're to name any team that's going down this year, then Cardiff has to be one of them.
We talked about how much Man City might miss Kevin De Bruyne while he's away. But when you look at the team right now, David Silva can even be afforded some time off. That shows you how deep this side has become.
A lot of depth in this side, and Kevin De Bruyne has to worry also when he's coming back, because it's not a guarantee that it's going to work.
That is going to work
into the starting 11. No, and if a team shapes like this for a while, then it will be a problem for Kevin.
Of course, Man City beating Cardiff City at their own ground 5-0. That game that kicked things off. At the same time, we had the champions-elect, the team that looks like they'll be running away the field. 6 wins out of 6 games. Liverpool, they beat Southampton, which has become in the previous years almost like their academy. They beat them 3-0. This was a very brilliant Liverpool performance.
Brilliant, Tony. Looking at it, that Liverpool scored all the 3 goals in the first half. I thought they were going for 6 after 3-0 at halftime, but since they stepped the foot off the gas, maybe looking at the midweek game against Chelsea in the Carabao Cup. But Liverpool is the real deal, Tony. We've mentioned that they're the ones going to give Man City the goal. Last season, City raised the bar, but Liverpool must have raised it higher also this season.
And of course, it's very interesting. We saw the changes that the Liverpool coach Jurgen Klopp made in that particular game. He did not start with Joe Gomez at centre back, one player that has been playing very well with him. We saw him tweaking the formation in the midfield and bringing in Xherdan Shaqiri, a player who is more of a winger. And he had a brilliant game.
Brilliant, Tony. And I look at the Liverpool team and I see it has all the ingredients. The midfield can be tweaked and twacked here and there, but they're still delivering, Tony. And the formation we watched Xherdan play, I think it was the first time we're seeing him in that position, and he delivered, Tony. He delivered.
He had a thunder strike that hit the post, of course, before Mohamed Salah could tap that in for his goal. Of course, we knew that he was struggling a little bit as well for form, so he got that goal there, and Matip getting himself as well on the score sheet in a very interesting Liverpool win there. That takes them to 6 wins in 6 games for the season. That's absolutely crazy, and it's the first time they're doing it in the season, in the EPL.
It's the first time, and I mean, with these performances, Tony, there's nothing you want than having games week in, week out to increase your tally.
And of course, it will be very interestingly, they'll be getting Chelsea in this midweek in the Carabao Cup, and then play them at the Bridge again on Saturday, just a few days away. So those games will be coming up. Very interesting games there. And then we had Mr. Mourinho and Manchester United faltering once again at Old Trafford.
Yeah, Tony, faltering, and I think
1-1 against Wolves.
1-1. Great performance, Tony. Wolves. You cannot rule out the performance Wolves are brought to Old Trafford. They did not defend. They played their football. The coach promised to attack Man United, and yes, he did attack. United got a goal. I thought it was a well-taken goal after a sublime pass by Paul Pogba, Tony, there. But the performance that Wolves had to bring into the game, they controlled the midfield, and it's so shaming that Man United is unable to get 3 points from newly promoted sides at Old Trafford.
This is very interesting, though. We've talked about Wolves. We've talked about the newly promoted teams.
Yep.
Wolves coming in,
Yep.
and Cardiff coming in. We've talked about how much they've struggled.
Yep.
This looks like the best promoted side that I've ever seen, team.
In history, Tony, they're trying to compare them to other sides, but to what we've seen.
If you're watching these games, if you're watching these Wolves games, if you watched Wolves playing Manchester City, they are not the same side that Cardiff put out and got with 5-0. Now, if you see them coming to Old Trafford and getting a 1-1 draw, this side deserves a lot of credit.
Deserves a lot of credit. But Tony, look at the personality in that team. We know they have an affiliation to Portugal with the coach and also the Mendes there, Tony. So it's a side that's established from the keeper, midfield, the strike line. So you'd expect them.
Team.
They're very solid, but still, Man United should do better than getting a draw.
Very interesting. You saw Pogba's interview after that, and he was saying, we are just players. We don't make the rules.
Yep.
Why aren't you attacking? We are just players.
Yep.
Is he communicating something to the manager? Is he saying that our job is to play what the manager tells us? So if the manager is not saying that let's attack, then we are going to sit back.
Yeah, and I think Pogba was right to communicate to Mourinho. He's telling them defend. And once in a while, it pushes guys forward. So I think Pogba was right to say, we play to the instructions.
Manchester United, don't they have the ingredients to attack teams? Because they don't have the best of back lines, that's for sure.
No.
They have good flying wingers or wing backs.
Yes.
They don't have a very solid partnership at the beginning, but they have a good base in the midfield with Nemanja
Very
Matic.
strong,
They have Fellaini to come in there.
Yes.
They have flying forward.
Yep.
Is this what's impacting Alexis Sanchez? £500,000 per week.
Tony, you mentioned it.
His last goal came in March.
The ingredients are there. Sanchez poor, but the ingredients of the team are there. But the cook is not the right cook. That's why Manu cannot deliver. Mourinho is not an attacking footballer, and I've mentioned this over and over. I think Mourinho's time is outdated. It is.
That's a very, very big accusation for a man that claims that he is the most successful manager with 3 trophies in the EPL currently. So we'll wait to see how Manchester United does after that very, very shocking result at Old Trafford there on Saturday afternoon. And of course, we wrap things off with Tottenham getting a 2-1 win over Brighton there. Harry Kane getting onto the score sheet, as well as a newly invigorated Eric Lamela, a player that I think has bounced back this season. He has been criticized a lot.
Yeah, Tony, he has bounced back, and I'm just surprised why he's not starting these games. We all know Tottenham had lost 3 games in a row, and this was another place very hard to go to, the Amex Stadium, but they were able to bounce back and get the win, pushing their tally to 12 now in the Premier League. But still, Tony, if you analyze the performance of Spurs, they were still not the Tottenham we've grown to know that they are attacking and fluid. If only Brighton had taken some chances, I think they should have picked a point in this game.
Very interesting. Of course, we've talked about their struggles at the back. For me in particular, right now, I don't think they have the hands in goal. Yeah. We saw the goalkeeper Gazaniga came in and had a slightly better performance than what Michel Vorm had in the previous games. I think that's what made the coach call upon him, because the other guy had not kept a clean sheet in any of the outings he had been given. But of course, Kane had to get a penalty there to score. We know he's struggling in front of goal, but he says that he's feeling in his best shape. I think these are the words that come out of players when they are going
that
to
is for the fans' consumption, Tony, but Kane is worn out.
He's definitely worn out, and of course when we return we'll take you to the action that went down on Sunday. Don't go away.